You've clicked on this video because you're tired of being tired. You're not alone. Millions of adults over 40 are experiencing the same frustrating sleep problems you are right now. Most people believe declining sleep quality is just an inevitable part of aging that we must accept. But here's the truth. While your sleep patterns naturally change with age, the exhaustion, brain fog, and midnight wake-ups you're experiencing are not something you have to live with. After analyzing sleep optimization researches specifically for adults in midlife and beyond, what the data reveals will surprise you. The conventional sleep advice you've been following might actually be making your sleep worse. In the next 20 minutes, I'll share the science-backed sleep transformation system that has helped thousands of people age gracefully while reclaiming the deep, restorative sleep they enjoyed in their younger years. You'll discover why the sleep strategies that worked in your 30s fail you now, the surprising connection between daytime habits and nighttime rest, and the simple 10-minute routine that can dramatically improve both sleep quality and duration. Whether you're dealing with trouble falling asleep, middle-of-the-night awakenings, or simply not feeling refreshed in the morning, these practical approaches will help you wake up with more energy than you've had in years. Here's what we'll cover. First, we'll explore the biological sleep changes that happen after 40 and why traditional advice fails. Next, I'll reveal the surprising truth about sleep environments that few people understand. Then, we'll uncover the nutrition secrets that directly impact your sleep hormones. After that, I'll share the evening routine that's more effective than any sleeping pill. And finally, we'll explore how to make technology work for your sleep instead of against it. Are you ready to transform your sleep and wake up feeling 10 years younger? Let's dive in. Understanding sleep changes after 40. I've always been a good sleeper. What's happening to me now? This is the question that appears most frequently in sleep quality surveys among adults over 40. If you're lying awake at 3 a.m. wondering the same thing, you're experiencing a biological reality that few doctors adequately explain. Here's what's really happening. After 40, your body produces up to 80% less melatonin, the critical hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. This isn't just making it harder to fall asleep. It's fundamentally altering how your body cycles through the stages of sleep. The deep restorative sleep that used to make up 20% of your night now occupies just 5 to 10%. No wonder you're waking up feeling tired. But here's what most sleep experts won't tell you. The solutions they recommend for younger adults often make these age-related changes worse, not better. Taking melatonin supplements at the wrong dosage, following standard sleep hygiene advice, or using commonly prescribed sleep medications can actually exacerbate the unique sleep challenges you're facing now. Women face an additional challenge during perimenopause and menopause when hormonal fluctuations trigger night sweats and further sleep disruptions. In fact, sleep complaints increase by 40% during this transition. Men aren't exempt either. Declining testosterone levels can significantly impact sleep architecture, particularly during the crucial deep sleep phase. Your circadian rhythm is shifting too. Remember when you could easily stay up until midnight and sleep until 8 a.m.? Your body is now programmed to sleep and wake earlier, a phenomenon sleep specialists call phase advancement. Fighting against this natural rhythm by trying to maintain your younger sleep schedule creates a form of perpetual jet lag that leaves you exhausted. Health conditions that become more common with age further compound sleep difficulties. Sleep apnea affects approximately 25% of adults between 40 and 70. Yet 80% of cases remain undiagnosed. Gastroesophageal reflux intensifies when lying down, while arthritis pain can repeatedly pull you from deep sleep, even if you don't fully wake up. The mental load many adults carry during midlife translates to racing thoughts at bedtime. Work stress, family responsibilities, financial concerns, and health anxieties create the perfect storm for sleep-disrupting rumination. Many people develop sleep anxiety, actively worrying about not getting enough sleep, which triggers a stress response that makes restorative sleep physiologically impossible. Here's the good news. Understanding these changes is your first step toward addressing them effectively. In the next section, I'll share the environmental adjustments that work specifically for your changing biology. Not generic advice that ignores the realities of sleep after 40. Creating the perfect sleep environment. Let me ask you something. If you were to rate your bedroom as a sleep sanctuary on a scale of 1 to 10, what score would you give it? Most people initially answer 7 or 8, but after implementing the changes I'm about to share, they realized their sleep environment was actually closer to a 4. The standard advice about dark, quiet rooms barely scratches the surface of what your body needs after 40. Your sensory systems become more sensitive with age, meaning environmental factors that didn't bother you a decade ago are now significantly disrupting your sleep, often without you realizing it. Temperature is the most underrated sleep factor. While most experts recommend a cool room, the optimal sleeping temperature becomes more specific as you age. Between 15.5 to 19 degrees Celsius or 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. A fascinating study from the University of Southern California found that adults over 40 experienced a 42% improvement in deep sleep when sleeping in rooms at exactly 18.3 degrees Celsius or 65 degrees Fahrenheit, compared to the standard 21 degrees Celsius or 70 degrees Fahrenheit most people maintain. Why does this temperature precision matter more now? Your body's thermoregulation changes with age, making it harder to achieve the core temperature drop necessary for initiating and maintaining deep sleep. But here's the surprising part. Your bedding materials might be sabotaging this process. Synthetic fabrics trap heat against your body, while natural materials like cotton, bamboo, or specially designed cooling fabrics facilitate the crucial heat exchange your changing body requires. Light disruption becomes more problematic with age too. After 40, your pupils don't constrict as effectively in response to light, allowing more sleep-disrupting light to reach your retina even through closed eyelids. Standard blackout curtains address window light, but miss the 18 to 22 sources of small lights in the average bedroom from electronics, chargers, and devices. These seemingly insignificant light can reduce melatonin production by up to 50% in adults over 40. Noise sensitivity increases with age, even if your conscious hearing hasn't changed. The sleep spindles that used to protect your brain from environmental sounds during sleep become less effective, making previously ignorable sounds like a partner's breathing, distant traffic, or household systems disruptive. White noise machines help, but the frequency matters. Pink noise has been shown to be 35% more effective than white noise for adults over 40, as it better masks the specific frequencies that trigger arousal in the aging brain. Your mattress and pillow requirements change significantly with age too. The pressure points that develop after 40, particularly in hips, shoulders, and lower back, require different support than what worked in your younger years. The 8-year replacement rule for mattresses should shorten to 5 to 6 years after 40, as your body becomes more sensitive to subtle degradations in support that younger bodies can compensate for. In the next section, I'll reveal the nutrition changes that directly impact your sleep hormones, and the simple evening meal adjustments that can dramatically improve how quickly you fall asleep and how deeply you stay asleep. Join our community and never miss out on new content. Subscribe today. Nutrition and supplements for better sleep. What did you eat today? This is often the first question sleep researchers ask people struggling with sleep, and the answer reveals more than most realize. The connection between diet and sleep becomes dramatically more pronounced after 40, creating both challenges and opportunities for improving your rest. Here's what's happening. Your digestive system and metabolism are changing, altering how your body processes the very nutrients that regulate sleep. The foods that had minimal impact on your sleep in your younger years are now potential sleep disruptors or enhancers. This isn't just about avoiding caffeine, it's about strategically using nutrition to rebuild your sleep architecture. Let me share something surprising. The timing of your protein intake can impact sleep quality more than the actual amount of sleep you get. A groundbreaking study from Purdue University found that adults over 40 who consumed 20-30 grams of protein approximately 3 to 4 hours before bedtime experienced a 41% increase in growth hormone release during sleep, the key hormone responsible for overnight tissue repair and rejuvenation. Magnesium deficiency affects up to 68% of adults over 40 and has a direct impact on sleep quality. This mineral is essential for activating the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest mode, and facilitating the function of GABA, the neurotransmitter that enables your brain to power down. Yet most multivitamins contain inadequate amounts and poorly absorbable forms of this crucial mineral. Foods rich in magnesium include dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. But absorption efficiency decreases with age, making thoughtful supplementation increasingly valuable. The blood sugar roller coaster that many adults experience in the evening directly triggers middle-of-the-night awakening. When blood sugar drops during sleep, your body releases cortisol, a stress hormone that wakes you up, to liberate glucose from storage. The standard advice to avoid eating before bed can actually worsen this pattern for adults over 40. Instead, a small protein-fat combination like a tablespoon of almond butter or a quarter avocado 30 minutes before bed can stabilize blood sugar throughout the night. Alcohol's impact on sleep changes dramatically with age. While a glass of wine might have helped you fall asleep in your 30s, after 40 it suppresses REM sleep by up to 65%, even though you might still fall asleep initially. This REM disruption explains why you can sleep a full 8 hours after drinking and still wake feeling unrefreshed. The solution isn't necessarily complete abstinence, but rather a 3-hour buffer between your last drink and bedtime to allow for adequate metabolic clearance. Inflammation from diet affects sleep more powerfully after 40, creating a vicious cycle where poor sleep increases inflammation, and increased inflammation worsens sleep. Anti-inflammatory foods like fatty fish, berries, turmeric, and olive oil have been shown to improve sleep efficiency, the percentage of time in bed actually spent sleeping, by up to 13% in adults over 40. In our next section, I'll share the evening routine that synchronizes with your body's changing biology to trigger the natural sleep cascade that many adults over 40 have lost, and how a simple 10-minute sequence can replace hours of restless tossing and turning. The ideal evening routine for restorative sleep. Let me share a story about Janet, a 53-year-old participant in a sleep study who had tried everything for her insomnia. Despite perfect sleep hygiene and avoiding screens before bed, she would lie awake for hours, her mind racing. The problem wasn't what Janet was doing wrong, it was what she wasn't doing at all. Most sleep advice focuses on eliminating negative factors rather than actively triggering your sleep cascade, the series of physiological changes that transition your body from wakefulness to sleep. After 40, this cascade doesn't activate automatically the way it once did. You need to intentionally initiate it, especially as stress hormones like cortisol become more persistent in your system with age. The transition from daytime alertness to nighttime rest requires more than just dimming lights. Your nervous system needs clear signals to switch from sympathetic, fight or flight, to parasympathetic, rest and digest, dominance. For adults over 40, this transition takes longer, typically 60-90 minutes compared to the 30 minutes needed in younger adults. Here's the evening routine that transformed Janet's sleep and has since helped thousands of people according to sleep research studies. Start 90 minutes before your intended sleep time with a 2-minute worry download, transferring tomorrow's tasks and current concerns from your mind to paper. This simple practice reduced sleep-onset insomnia by 61% in a study of adults over 45, as it addresses the rumination that becomes more common with age and life complexity. Next, create a temperature drop trigger. Your circadian rhythm responds powerfully to temperature signals, but this response weakens with age. A warm bath or shower, 60-90 minutes before bed, artificially creates the core temperature drop that signals sleep onset. Adding Epsom salts provides magnesium that absorbs through the skin, enhancing the relaxation response. The key timing most people miss. This needs to happen earlier than you think. Finishing at least 45 to 60 minutes before bed allows enough time for the cooling process that triggers melatonin release. The next step addresses the tension many adults carry unknowingly in their bodies. Progressive muscle relaxation takes just 7 minutes, but reduces physical tension by systematically contracting and releasing muscle groups from toes to head. For adults over 40 who accumulate more physical tension throughout the day, this practice has been shown to reduce the time it takes to fall asleep by up to 35%. Light management becomes crucial in the final hour before sleep. After 40, your melatonin production is already compromised, making protection from blue light more important than ever. Blue light blocking glasses worn in the evening improved melatonin production by 58% in adults over 40 in a 2023 study, a significantly larger effect than seen in younger adults. The specific frequency matters too. Look for glasses that block the precise 450-480 nanometer wavelength range that most powerfully suppresses melatonin. For the final 10 minutes before sleep, a specific breathing pattern can activate your vagus nerve, the superhighway of your parasympathetic nervous system. The 4-7-8 breathing technique, inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, practiced for just 2 minutes, has been shown to reduce pre-sleep cognitive arousal by 42% in midlife adults. This is particularly effective because it addresses the cardiovascular system changes that occur with age, which can keep your body physiologically aroused even when you're mentally ready for sleep. In our final section, I'll reveal how to make technology work for your sleep rather than against it, including the specific apps and devices that address the unique sleep challenges of adults over 40. Technology and sleep, finding the balance. Delete all technology from your bedroom is the standard sleep advice you've likely heard countless times. But this oversimplified approach ignores both the unique challenges and the extraordinary opportunities technology presents for sleep after 40. Used intentionally, technology can actually be the missing piece in your sleep transformation. Let's address the obvious concern first. Blue light from screens suppresses melatonin production more powerfully in adults over 40, as our eyes' natural blue light filtering capacity diminishes with age. Even with night mode activated, most devices emit enough blue light to reduce melatonin by 22 to 38% in midlife adults. The digital sunset, establishing a technology cutoff time, remains important, but the specifics matter more than most realize. Research shows that the content you consume affects your sleep physiology as much as the light from your devices. Emotionally activating content like news, social media, or even certain television shows triggers a cortisol response that can persist for hours, regardless of blue light exposure. The solution isn't necessarily avoiding all screens, but rather being intentional about what you consume in the critical pre-sleep period. Now, let's explore how technology can dramatically improve your sleep. Sleep tracking has evolved far beyond simple movement monitoring. Advanced wearables now track heart rate variability, respiratory rate, body temperature, and even blood oxygen levels throughout the night, providing insights into your unique sleep architecture. For adults over 40 experiencing changing sleep patterns, this data can help identify specific disruptions and measure improvements as you implement interventions. But there's a crucial mistake many people make with sleep tracking, focusing solely on quantity rather than quality metrics. Total sleep time matters less than sleep efficiency and the amount of deep and REM sleep you achieve. The right tracking technology can help you optimize these crucial quality metrics rather than simply extending time in bed. Sound technology offers particularly powerful benefits for adults over 40. As sleep becomes lighter and more fragmented with age, the right auditory input can significantly deepen sleep. Pink noise, a variation of white noise with power concentrated in lower frequencies, has been shown to increase deep sleep by up to 37% in adults over 50. Specific delta wave entrainment programs, which use sound patterns to guide your brain into deeper sleep states, increase slow wave sleep by 28% in a study of adults 45-65. Temperature regulation technology addresses one of the most significant physiological changes affecting sleep after 40. Smart mattress pads that allow precise temperature control throughout the night can compensate for the diminished thermoregulation capacity many adults experience with age. Some advanced systems even adjust temperature dynamically throughout your sleep cycles, cooling during deep sleep phases and warming slightly before natural awakening times. The technology you use during the day impacts your sleep just as much as evening tech habits. Artificial intelligence health platforms can now analyze your activity patterns, meeting schedules, and stress levels throughout the day to provide personalized recommendations for optimizing sleep. These systems recognize that sleep doesn't start when you get into bed. It's influenced by every choice you make from the moment you wake up. Your 7-day sleep transformation plan. You now understand why sleep changes after 40 and the specific strategies that address these changes. But information without action won't improve your sleep tonight. Let me leave you with a simple 7-day plan to implement these strategies systematically. Day 1. Optimize your sleep environment. Set your bedroom temperature to exactly 18 degrees Celsius or 65 degrees Fahrenheit and eliminate all sources of light, no matter how small. Day 2. Implement the evening routine, starting with the worry download and temperature trigger 90 minutes before bed. Day 3. Adjust your nutrition timing, ensuring your last meal contains protein and healthy fats, and experiment with a magnesium-rich evening snack. Day 4. Add the progressive muscle relaxation and 4 to 7 to 8 breathing technique to your pre-sleep routine. Day 5. Evaluate your technology use and set up a digital sunset 60 minutes before bed, focusing on both light exposure and content type. Day 6. Consider which sleep technology might address your specific challenges, whether that's tracking, sound, temperature, or light therapy. Day 7. Reflect on what's working and refine your approach, remembering that sleep optimization is highly individual. The most important thing to remember is this: quality sleep isn't a luxury. It's essential for your health, cognitive function, emotional well-being, and longevity. The changes that come with age don't mean you're destined for poor sleep. They simply mean your approach needs to evolve. If you found this information helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more science-backed wellness strategies specifically designed for adults in midlife and beyond. In the comments, let us know which of these strategies you're most excited to try, or share what's already working well for your sleep. Discover science-backed atomic habits for perfect sleep after 40. Let's watch the next video here.